Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do your April the 21st, just for today, in a meditation. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. The title of the meditation is Fear. We have found that we had no choice except to completely change our old ways of thinking or go back to using. That comes from the basic text, page 22. Many of us find that our old ways of thinking were dominated by fear. We were afraid that we wouldn't be able to get our drugs or that there wouldn't be enough. We feared discovery, arrest, and incarceration. Further down the list were fears of financial problems, homelessness, overdose, and illness. And our fear controlled our actions. The early days of recovery weren't a great deal different for many of us. Then, too, fear dominated our thinking. What if staying clean, hurts too much? We asked ourselves. What if I can't make it? What if the people in NA don't like me? What if NA doesn't work? The fear behind these thoughts can still control our behavior, keeping us from taking the risks necessary to stay clean and grow. It may seem easier to resign ourselves to certain failure, giving up before we start, than to risk everything on a slim hope. But that kind of thinking leads only to relapse. To stay clean, we must find the willingness to change our old ways of thinking. What has worked for other addicts can work for us, but we must be willing to try it. We must trade in our old cynical doubts for new affirmations of hope. When we do, we'll find it's worth the risk. Just for today, I pray for the willingness to change my old ways of thinking and for the ability to overcome my fears. Let's take a moment of silence, family, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. What a powerful meditation talking about fear. Fear is not fact. What we're fearing is not always fact, right? But fear tends to be a fact of life. It's something that we have to deal with and conquer on a regular basis. So when we're dealing with fear, are we able to recognize it? Are we able to equate it or compare it to other moments when we were fearful? In this meditation is using an example of when we first came into the program compared to before we came into the program, that our fear tended to dominate our thinking before we stopped and right when we started to stop. It was only through the actuation of some success in being able to stay stopped and develop some network or friendships and start working the program of Narcotics Anonymous that we began to see, oh, not everything that I'm thinking negatively about or fearful about has happened. So maybe this fear is just my go-to. Maybe this is just what I run to when I look at a situation and I'm over analytical. I'm over analyzing it and I'm thinking I can't overcome that. I know for me, fear is still something that rises its ugly head. And I have to tell it, you know what? I've dealt with you before. I've seen you before. I know how you act in the room with me. And I'm going to do the exact opposite of what you expect. The serenity prayer in this case is very, very powerful for you. Also, those breathing exercises that I do on my meditation tape for tape. I don't know why I keep saying tape because I'm old on the podcast for my step 3 and step 11 meditation, right? Is to just breathe in and hold your breath for a little while, as long as you can, and then blow it out slowly. Start thinking positive thoughts when you breathe in and then releasing. You can even verbalize it, your negative thoughts when you breathe out. And as you work on developing these new affirmations of hope, you should start seeing, as a result of cutting off those cortisol leaks, as a result, you should be able to see and feel peace and personal wellness around you. My name is MightyStream family. I have to go and get these boys ready for today. I have enjoyed talking to you, and I will be talking to you soon. I hope you have a beautiful day on purpose.